There's a devil in the bottle staring straight at me, daring me to reach out, but I know he's testing me. If I take just one sip, I become that devil's son.
Hello, it's Zippy here, and today I'm going to show you how to do an orange mead. Now, you don't need to turn around and buy loads of chemicals. Actually, I don't think there's any chemicals in it. The only thing you need to buy is a sanitizer. And I'm going to do a little word, have a few words on that. If you live in a chalky area, or hard water area, Starzan, the acidity in it, it's an acid-based one, will go up and the pH will go above 4, and it's ineffective, or it diminishes the effect. If you are below in the soft water area, it's fine. If you're in a chalky area like I am, I use VWP, which is a chlorine based or an alkaline based one, and then I'll rinse out with hot water. The other option to that is to buy spring water from Tesco. You can get a litre of it from 110, and then turn around and make up some Starzan and keep it. As long as the pH is below 4, so test it with some litmus paper. But for everyone else, I mean, just get some BWP, it's cheap enough. Teaspoon per gallon, and you can sanitize everything, and just rinse it off in cold water, hot water, just like I do. I've never had no problems with it. It works for me, and I don't get no aftertastes as well. I know some people complain about the taste coming through their brews. I've never had a problem with that, so that's that. Back to the orange mead. Okay, we've got one sterilised demijohn, 5 litres of water, cost £1.10 from Tesco's. I couldn't find no raisins because I forgot. I thought I had some in the house. I used them up on the last batch, I forgot to get some. And all the other dry fruit I've got has got preservative in. So I've got some yeast nutrient which I'm going to use instead. But raisins is what you're supposed to use. I get raisins 45p, but I forgot to get some. Right, here you got some cinnamon and some allspice. You use very little of this because when it's with alcohol, it's maturing for a long time, it does impart flavour. I'm talking about a quarter of a teaspoon. A cinnamon stick is better, but I just use half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And because we're going to do this for cheap, and this is going to be a challenge to my friends on the old Mead water page, Tesco's clear honey. Don't use the everyday honey, it doesn't ferment well. You're better off with the Tesco's clear. Yeah. You've also got Allison's dry yeast, bread yeast, or a packet of that. Use that one. One large orange. One stock pot. And I was talking earlier about the sanitizer. You can get this from most chemists, pharmacists. Just get some steriliser. You can use Milton to sterilise. I use this, but rinse it out afterwards to get rid of the taste. Some bungs, a spoon, and these will be sterilised in a minute as well. And that's all you need. Okay, sorry about the light level. It's got dark and being distracted by something else. Right, I'm warming the water up, and I've used roughly about a litre and a bit of water. We'll bring it to the boil and then turn the heat off. You don't have to boil it, so bring it so that it's just before it's boiling. Then turn the heat off. Then save a jug, small jug, save a jug of water, and that's because you want to rinse the honey jars out, to get all the honey out. And I'm going to turn around and stand the jars in hot water in the bowl, which I'm going to fill up in a second. Okay, there's the honey. It's been sat in hot water. Quick tip, crack the jar first and then do it back up again, and crack it and leave the top slightly loose because it gets hot. But if you heat it up right, you'll see, come out in the light a bit, you'll see it pour. Look at that, it pours like really runny. Just hold it and get as much as you can into the pot. And then and there, and we're going to rinse them out with some hot water, which I've saved to one side. And there's your must honey nut. It's just kind of boil off of the heat. I'll stir that around to mix it up. Okay, I've heated up the honey with the water. It's mixed. Now the recipe calls for 3.5 pounds of honey, but I've changed my recipe slightly and I've put one cup, one American cup, I don't know what that is in it, I've just got 1 cup of dark muscovado sugar, and that gives it a black treacle flavour. That's the sugar that you want to use, because I want to use this at the winter time, so this is going to be like for Christmas season, so it gives it that winter feel. So I'm going to add that instead with 1/2 pound of honey. Honey's sweet, muscovado sugar maybe not, but the flavour will be stronger. I'm not too worried about the strength of the thing, it's about the flavour. So that's going to cool down the ice bath, and then I'm going to rack it. I'm going to pour it into the demijohn. Now in the demijohn I've got the oranges. Big orange I have to slice into 16 slices to get it in. As I said, I haven't got raisins, but I would use a handful of raisins. You want about 20 or 30 raisins in there. So I've got the nutrient in. So when that goes in there, and then what I'll do is, at the last bit, I'll top it up to around about the shoulder to let it ferment. It will go mad for a couple of days. When it cools down, then I can add a bit more water in. And the yeast, you don't have to activate it. You just spread it in, as long as it's down at the temperature. It should kick in within an hour or so. I like to start mine off, so I'm going to start that off soon. Bit of warm water, bit of honey, and just turn around and let it go. Okay, 1 sterilised jug, 1 must, which is 3 pounds of honey, 1 cup of muscovado sugar, and the rest of the water. Now rather than pour it and split everywhere, sterilised jug, pour in the pot. Easy way of transferring so it becomes manageable. Another little tip, put the stock pot next to it, it won't dribble back down. Otherwise the missus goes, bloody clean it up. And don't worry about bubbles, you're going to shake it up like how to aerate it, you get as much oxygen into the water. Right, sorry, I've just shooken this up, we've just pitched the yeast, she's lovely and right temperature. There was a little bit more must than I thought, probably about 1/2 litre to 1/4 of a litre. You don't want to overfill past here because this really does take off. When it ferments, it starts to really bubble away. So all I'm going to do now is let that sit for 5 minutes. I'm going to put a little paper towel over it, put a cloth over it, just to wait for it to start bubbling away. Then I'm going to add the airlock, and that's your orange mead. I've put in 1/4 tablespoon of allspice and 3/4 to a whole teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon stick, but I like ground cinnamon, gives a bit more flavour. So I've done that. So that's my orange mead. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. We've been going about 1 hour and 20 minutes since I pitched the yeast, and as you can see, that's just bread yeast. It's already bubbling 2 times a second. It's absolutely taken off. So there you go. So that is an orange mead. Well, it's actually a melomel, technically. But if I went up to some people and said, "Oh, do you want some orange melomel?" they wouldn't know what it was. If I say orange mead, they got some idea. Well, it's now the morning, It's about 7 hours later, and we've had a blowout. It's a mess. As you can see, it's all over the place. And Julie's got curtains, blinds, and everything. I'm like, I've got my balls still on, I think. She's not happy. Oh well. Yeah, just keep an eye on it. Hence why I said about the water level. If it starts getting foamy, just shake it a little bit to break down the foam. There you go. One blowout. As you know, last night I made a brew. Come down this morning, we had a blowout. And the top of the airlock had it just come off, and it was foam everywhere. All over she who must be Obeid's blinds and curtains. And she wasn't happy. She was not happy at all. So I'm in the doghouse.